Welcome to PVTV International. I'm going to present this week's editions of our news roundup. Cabinet News: National Unity Government achieved milestone agreement with ethnic leaders on 3rd anniversary of Spring Revolution. At the 77th Union Day celebrations on February 12, National Unity Government (NUG) acting President Tuwalashila emphasized the urgent need to end the suffering caused by ongoing conflict and to swiftly dismantle the military dictatorship. He stressed the importance of avoiding new conflicts in the nation-building process and vowed not to resort to excuses to placate the people's tears. The acting president underscored that this stance aligns with the principle of the Spring Revolutions and signify the establishment of robust political trust between ethnic armed resistance forces and the NUG. NUG vows collaboration with Karen national leaders on 76th Karen National Day. On February 11, commemorating the 76th Karen National Day, the National Unity Government (NUG) conveyed a message reaffirming its commitment to collaborate with Karen national leaders across various sectors to expedite the success of the revolution. The NUG pledged full cooperation with current national leaders to uphold common agreements and enhance collaboration across all sectors, aiming to accelerate the realizations of the People's Spring Revolution. NUG declares conscription law illegal, urges non-compliance. The National Unity Government (NUG) issued a statement on February 13, branding the People's Military Service Law promulgated by the illegitimate military council on February 10 as an illegal act. The NUG asserted that the populace is under no obligation to comply with this decree, emphasizing the illegitimacies of the terrorist military group attempting to seize state power through forceful means. Affirming its commitment to safeguarding the people's interests, the NUG pledged collaboration with allied organizations to provide necessary protections and support. Furthermore, the NUG warned that any individuals or organizations assisting in the enforcement of the People's Military Service Law would be deemed enemies of the people, subject to severe and effective prosecutions for committing war crimes. NUG commends new Multi Party's inclusion in revolution. On February 16, the National Unity Government (NUG) extended its congratulations to the new Multi Party MNSP for their participations in the ongoing revolution against the illegitimate Myanmar military. The NUG emphasized the shared goal of protecting against the violence perpetrated by the Myanmar military and building a federal union founded on principles of national equality and self-determination for ethnic peoples. On February 14, the MNSP leadership declared its alliance with ethnic resistance organizations and the Spring Revolution forces to combat the military council. The NUG hailed this development as a significant milestone in Mon revolution history, pledging unwavering support to all revolutionary forces, including the MNSP, in the collective endeavor to eradicate military dictatorship from Myanmar soils and establish a future federal democratic union. Central Committee for Interim Implementations of Local Administration. Prime Minister Mahn addresses preparations for People's Military Service Law. On February 16, Prime Minister Mahn of the National Unity Government (NUG) stated that the Central Committee for Interim Implementations of Local Administration is in the process of developing a management plan to address the People's Military Service Law, which was issued by the illegitimate Myanmar Military Council. Speaking at the committee's meeting, he emphasized the importance of addressing inquiries regarding the law issued by the terrorist Myanmar Military Council during regular meetings of the People's Administration Groups and the Central Committee for Interim Implementations of Local Administration. The Prime Minister further added, therefore, the National Unity Government is preparing a plan to deal with this issue. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, NUG urges global action against Myanmar's military conscription law. In a statement issued on February 13, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the National Unity Government (NUG) called upon the United Nations, ASEAN member states, and global leaders to take decisive action against the People's Military Service Law, which the illegitimate Myanmar Military Council is attempting to enforce. The ministry statement emphasized that there is an urgent need for swift and effective measures to prevent Myanmar Military Council's action, which blatantly disregard the ASEAN 5-Point Consensus and the UN Resolution 2669/2022. UN Ambassador urges swift appointment of Special Envoy amid Myanmar crisis. Ambassador Moton, permanent representative of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar to the United Nations, emphasized the urgent need for the United Nations to take a more proactive role in addressing the situations in Myanmar during the 78th sessions of the United Nations General Assembly on February 7. He specifically called for the swift appointment of the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for Myanmar. In light of the ongoing crisis in Myanmar, it is crucial for the United Nations to play a more active role, stated the ambassador. I urge the expeditious appointment of the UN Secretary General Special Envoy for Myanmar to facilitate effective dialogue and action. Additionally, Ambassador Moton highlighted that the dire humanitarian situations in Myanmar, citing alarming statistics. Over the past 3 years, he noted the terrorist Myanmar Military Council has been responsible for the brutal killings of more than 4,400 innocent people and the arbitrary arrests and detentions of over 25,000 individuals. The violence has forced approximately 2.6 million people from their homes, leaving nearly 19 million people in urgent need for humanitarian assistance. Furthermore, he emphasized that half of the population is grappling with poverty, with more than 86,000 buildings, including religious structures, have been vandalized and destroyed by the Myanmar Military Council. Ministry of Defense, Joint People Defense Force intercept Myanmar military retreat supply truck, seized weapons and ammunition. On February 14, a Joint People Defense Force intercepted a supply and reinforcement truck dispatched by the Myanmar military troops in Homeland to East Light Infantry Battalion, LIB 89. The Joint Forces successfully seized the truck, which was intended to resupply their battalion as it retreated from East Auzia base in Tammu Township, Sagai region. The Joint Force reported 0 casualties, while the enemy battalion suffered 4 fatalities. Additionally, they confiscated 2 pistols, 3 machine guns, 7 small firearms, 12 RPG ammunition, 4,700 7.62 bullets, 11,900 5.56 bullets, 980 carbine bullets, and 170 bullets of 3 different types from the enemy supply truck. Ministry of Home Affairs and Immigration, NUG People Police to investigate artists and professionals collaborating with Myanmar Military Council. On February 8, the People's Police of the National Unity Government, NUG, announced its intent to launch investigations into artists and professionals who continue to collaborate with the Myanmar Military Council and those who provide support behind the scenes. The People Police emphasized their commitment to taking practical and effective actions in response to such collaboration. The People Police call upon the Myanmar Film, Music and Theatre Associations, as well as individuals and organizations in other art fields to refrain from participating in or aiding the Myanmar Military Council and their affiliated entities. They urge individuals and businesses to avoid associating with blacklisted individuals and organizations linked to the Myanmar Military Council. Ministry of Health, NUG Ministry of Health announced job openings in healthcare sector. The Ministry of Health of the National Unity Government, NUG, announced on February 16 an invitation for individuals interested in working in hospitals and clinics within the interim state and federal units. Positions available for applications include specialists, doctors, dentists, postgraduate trainees in medicine and dentistry, and specialized nurses, general nurses, as well as diploma and degree holders from medical technology and pharmaceutical university. Application will be accepted from February 15 to February 29. Interested individuals can download application forms and submit them to the Human Resources Department of the Ministry of Health via the Ministry of Health Telegram account https:/t.me/hrmohnug or Telegram username @hrmohnug. Applications will be accepted daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. without interruption. NUG Ministry reports casualties in clashes with Myanmar Military Council forces. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Immigration of the National Unity Government (NUG) announced on February 14 that 78 members of the Myanmar Military Councils were killed and 13 wounded in clashes that occurred on February 13. According to reports, clashes ensued as the People Defense Force (PDF) engaged with the troops of the Myanmar Military Council in various townships, including the Bayan, Mingin, Myanmar and Nyai. Additionally, joint forces of the Myanmar Military Councils and Karen National Liberation Army (KNLA) clashed in Shado, Khaing Township, while the Pao National Army (PNA) affiliated with the Myanmar Military Junta fought against Pao National Liberation Army (PNLA) in Seaside Township on February 13. Overview of military operations in third week of February 2024. During the third week of February 2024, city occupations were reported in Khaing State and the Karen region, alongside military base withdrawals in Karen region, with urban attacks occurring in the plains. Additionally, there were reports that factions from the New Monastic Party, signatory to the Nationwide Ceasefire Agreement (NCA), would stand separately and confront the illegitimate Myanmar Military Council. The Arkan Army AA have seized all military bases and police stations in Khaing State. With its inclusion, the AA now controls 7 towns in the area, including Palawa, Chao Do, Pao Do, Tambio, Mimbia and Nyau. Colonel Miminton, commander of the Myanmar Military Council's Light Infantry Division 11, fell in one of the clashes between Myanmar military troops and the AA, while the AA were able to capture Brigadier General Zominton, commander of the Myanmar Military No. 9 Military Operations Command (MOC), during a naval battle near Apawa village, Chao Do Township. Meanwhile, a joint Karenni resistance forces control of Shado Town in Karenni, Khaing State, after encircling it for a month. Over 160 Myanmar military officers, including high-ranking officers such as colonels, were killed, while about 150 firearms and ammunition were seized. 2 Myanmar Military Council's military bases, Legally Jo Base and Julu Base, which were surrounded in the territory of Brigade Fight of Karen National Union (KNU), saw the Myanmar military troops flee from the bases. The terrorist Myanmar Military Council is facing the capture of cities in ethnic areas, the desertions of camps, and the deaths of high-ranking military officers, such as division commanders and MOC commanders. Amidst Myanmar Military Council struggling with dwindling resources, efforts are underway to enforce the People's Military Service Law, coercing young individuals into military services. Since the law announcement on February 10, a total of 302 young people have been conscripted nationwide. Simultaneously, resistance activities in Mandalay region have surged, mirroring the uptick in attack across the plain. In Media Township, the BDF targeted military vehicles in Media Town, resulting in encouraged to fight soldiers following the detonations of a grenade. Similarly, revolutionary forces launched coordinated attacks on the Township Police Station, Courthouse, Auditor Office, and an army's column in the Bayan Town, resulting in the deaths of 300 officers. Notably, in flatland areas, the revolutionary forces have demonstrated their capacity to mount assault on urban centers, underscoring the broadening scope of the resistance efforts. In a significant development, factions with the New Moon Party, signatory to the Nationwide Ceasefire Agreement (NCA), have diverged to formally declare their intention to resist the Myanmar Military Council, marking a departure from a party's previous stance. New Moon State Party Secretary General Naizia, along with Deputy Commander-in-Chief Brigadier General Solantor and other party members, commanders and soldiers, released a statement under the banner of the New Moon State Party anti-dictatorship, affirming their resolve to oppose the Myanmar military. These declarations portend potential escalations of armed hostilities in Moon State, potentially accelerating and the pace of resistance against the terrorist Myanmar Military Council. Let's see what do we have for our weekly roundup news in coming weeks. Thanks for watching PVTV International.